Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. This is Keith Johnson, and what you see before you here is the homepage to my website, the one that I own personally, Newtown Post Examiner. You can find that at newtownpostexaminer.com, and I will provide you a link to it in the description box below. But this website has been up there for about a year. I launched it in August of 2014 in hopes that it would serve as a one-stop shop, for lack of a better term, for everything you need to know about Sandy Hook. Articles, videos, debunking material, and most importantly, sources to the official report. Now, this website is really behind. As you can see here, the last post is May 15th, 2015. But I have really been neglectful in keeping this current. It's going to probably take about 2 weeks for me to get all the links and articles posted up there and bring it up to date. Hopefully I will do that in the near future. I've been kind of sidetracked with my YouTube videos, so I've kind of let that thing go. I'm the only one working on this, folks. I'm the webmaster, the editor, and maybe I bit off a little bit more than I can chew, but hopefully we'll get that all taken care of. But the reason I bring this up, folks, this website, is because it is going to serve as an excellent source of information for the topic at hand, and that is a researcher's guide to Sandy Hook. Now, if you go to newtownpostexaminer.com, navigate your way down to where it says pages, and right here where it says official reports, I want you to click on that. It'll take you to this page here where I have provided you with links to the essential documents and reports that have been provided to us by the state of Connecticut concerning the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Also got a couple blog posts here that will help you navigate your way through the final report. And the reason I'm doing this little tutorial today, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm often asked, where can I find this? Where can I find that? Where can I find officer and trooper statements, for instance, or DNA reports, or the names of the biohazard companies that were contracted to clean up the blood at Sandy Hook and Yogananda? Well, folks, by the end of this tutorial, hopefully you'll be able to navigate your way through the final report and get those answers all by yourself. Now, if you're new to researching Sandy Hook and all you know about the tragedy is from what you've heard in YouTube videos or blog posts or even from the mainstream media on television or in the paper, then you really need to acquaint yourself by reading this first link here. This is the report from the State Attorney's Office for Connecticut concerning the shootings at Sandy Hook Elementary School and the house on Yogananda. This report was released to the public on November 25th, 2013. It's often referred to as the final report, but it is by no means the larger report, which consists of approximately 7,000 pages or nearly 7,000 pages, 9 books. We'll get into that later. This report is basically a summary. As you can see in this table of contents, it's a mere 44 pages long, which means you can read it in one sitting in a matter of hours, depending upon whether or not you're taking notes, of course. But yes, this gives you a brief rundown of what happened, the incident and response, both at the Sandy Hook Elementary School and on Yogananda, scene investigation, autopsy information, also gives you background information on the shooter and the events leading up to the tragedy on December 14th, 2012. Evidence examination. Yeah, this is essential reading. If you don't know much about the tragedy, this is your starting point. This is where you need to begin. Now, also in this report, you will see here an appendix. This is not included in the link that I have provided you. You need to go elsewhere for that. But you don't have to look far because it's the next link that I provide you with on the official reports page. Just click on that. Voila, there you go. Appendix to report on this shootings at Sandy Hook and Yogananda. Same table of contents as in the state attorney's reports, but if you're interested in actually looking at the search warrants concerning the Honda and other things, timeline, floor plan, ballistics diagram, uh, weight of the guns and ammunition, emergency response plan, other stuff, you can actually view the documents here in that appendix. It's all here for you. All right. Okay, third link down, we come upon the state of Connecticut's official download page for reports, videos, audio, and photographs concerning the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. So you click on that link and you come up to this page here, managed by the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection. Like I said, this is their official download page. If you follow these links, you can download the official reports. You might be interested in some of the other things they have here. For instance, the 9/11 telephone radio communications, mobile video recordings, outdoor scene processing, school interior, exterior. You know, go to this page and check it out for yourself. There may be things that you may be interested in, and you can download these things directly from their website. However, I must warn you that it does take up a lot of space in your computer and takes up quite a bit of time. I hope to show you some shortcuts so you don't have to go through that. But let's read what they have here. The reports below document the many stages of the investigation of the December 14, 2012 shootings at Sandy Hook Elementary School. The investigation consists of 3 separate case numbers, CFS, and we'll just tell you the last 2 digits here so we don't have to go through on. CFS 59 is the primary investigation, which is books 1 through 9. You may have heard of those. CFS 97, which is the processing of the scene at Sandy Hook Elementary School, and CFS 54, the investigation of the homicide at 36 Yogananda, which is where the shooter Adam Lanza lived and where he shot his mother. So, like I said, if you want to download these things directly from their website, you can do so, but I'm going to show you some shortcuts so you don't have to do that. So we head back to my official reports page and we scroll down here. If, for instance, you want to access the 9 books which chronicle the primary investigation, you'll find them already downloaded and waiting for you on Google Drive. Just click on one of these links and it will take you to the corresponding Google Drive page. This one is for Book 6 and the 86 items or documents that make up Book 6. And I'm happy to report, ladies and gentlemen, that Google Drive is up and running. For a while, it wasn't working properly, but it does now. Let's just take a random PDF here and bring it up. It's loading. And there it is. That's what's supposed to happen when you click on a PDF file. You're supposed to see the document, and you should be able to read every word from page 1 to the end. But for a while there, folks, there was a problem with Google Drive. You'd click on a PDF file, and you'd see this page for maybe a split second, and then it would go white, where you couldn't read any text or anything at all. And in order to view the document, you actually had to download it. So I did that, but it was really a pain in the ass to have to download each document when all you want to do is simply view it. But the kinks have been worked out. And this was a problem not just with my website, but for anyone who used Google Drive to upload these documents. It was a real pain in the butt, but it has been recently resolved, I'm happy to say, and you should be able to access these PDFs without any problem, without any need to download them individually. All right, and here we are again back on the official reports page, and by now you might be asking, well, Keith Johnson, that's all fine and dandy. You've helped me find how to access the 9 books of the final report. But how in the hell am I supposed to navigate my way through nearly 7,000 pages of documents to find what I'm looking for? Okay, well, there's a couple ways to do that. And my first suggestion is to follow this link right here. That delivers us to a page on a very familiar website, or at least one that's familiar to me, Sandy Hook Facts. This was posted on February 17, 2014, Researcher's Guide to the Sandy Hook Final Report. And this is where my good friend and colleague C.W. Wade shares his cliff notes for books 1 through 9. In other words, as he was going through the report, he described what can be found in each one of these documents. Well, at least most of them. As he clearly states here, my catalog does not include all reports. It is the reports that I felt could contain relevant research material as I went through them. Reports of little or no evidential value are generally not cataloged here. At times, I do not reference the document's number, merely mentioning the data contained within a report of the book. The brief descriptions given for each document are not for analysis, but rather to ascertain what info is in the reports for research purposes. Each book is separated by section. For instance, the contents of Book 1 includes reports by each officer as to death notification made to the family of each victim. So if you were ever in search of that information, bingo, you'll find it in Book 1. Book 2 is largely composed of evidence reports, and you'll find things like the call service report, the school floor plan, an affidavit concerning paramedic and ambulance personnel that transported a female victim who was deceased to the Danbury Hospital. And I should stop here and show you the best way to access these documents. What I usually do is I will highlight the document number, copy it, and I'll bring up the book where the document can be found. This one can be found in Book 2, and I'll paste that document number right here. And there we go. That's what we're looking for. Now, picking up where we left off, in Book 2, we also find the Newtown 911 call service log. A lot of information on firearms here, including a report about the weight of the guns and ammunition. Scroll down here to Book 3, both Book 3 and Book 4. We find more evidence reports, including information about the dash cam footage, transcripts of 911 calls, reports on evidence that was seized, all sorts of information in Books 3 and 4. Scroll down here to Book 5, and we find the forensic reports of witnesses, which include statements from teachers, parents, students. Down here in Book 6, we find the forensic statements of first responders, including police officers, troopers, EMTs, and other personnel. All of that in Book 6. Now, admittedly, folks, not everything on this page is easy to decipher because, after all, we're dealing with Wade's rough notes. He basically just jotted down a brief description as he poured through the final report. For instance, you may have to bring up this document to see what he's talking about here. You know, this description right here is not exactly easy to decipher, whereas there's other places where he's very concise and very clear about what he's trying to convey. This document, for instance, he tells us that Aftermath Specialists was the biohazard crew that cleaned up the mess at Yogananda. So most of the descriptions he gives us is very clear. Others, not so much. But nevertheless, 9 times out of 10, most of the time, you and I are looking for specific pieces of information. For instance, you might be looking for every instance in the final report that Officer William Chapman of the Newtown Police Department is mentioned. And to do that, simply do a word search. And we come up with 13 matches. And you just scroll down the page, find the highlighted section, and pull up the relevant report. Or you may be interested in transcripts. Transcripts from 911 calls or police dispatch communications. I wrote transcripts. Let's just write transcript. We've got 6 matches. And as we scroll down here, we find a transcript, a 911 call from a kindergarten teacher who sustained a foot injury, another one from a secretary, another one from room 9. These are all transcripts of those calls. The notorious call, 911 call from Rick Thorne. Then we have radio dispatch transcripts from the Connecticut State Police and the Newtown Police Department. So when you use that methodology, you can pretty much find anything you're looking for. But if you can't find what you're looking for on that page, then skip on back to mine, the official reports page at newtownpostexaminer.com, and scroll down to the next link. Wade has a part 2, Researcher's Guide to Sandy Hook Final Report, part 2. And this does not deal with books 1 through 9. This deals exclusively with the scene processing at Sheaves. And in order to access those documents, you need to click on this link. But before you do that, let's click on this one here. This is part 2 of Wade's Researcher's Guide to the Sandy Hook Final Report. And as mentioned, this deals exclusively with the scene processing at the Sandy Hook Elementary School. You can access all of those documents if you go back to my official reports page and click on this link, which is the first one below the 9 books. Not every single document is described here by Wade. He just describes the more relevant ones, like the ballistics reports and the DNA reports, which you will find here at this link. No need really to do a word search because this is not quite as voluminous as the previous page. And finally, before we briefly address this secondary information down here, we have this link, which takes us to the investigation of the homicide at 36 Yogananda, which is where the shooter lived and where he killed his mother. So we click on that link, and that delivers us to this page, which contains 19 documents, or actually 18 documents, plus a table of contents, which actually comes at the very end. Now you notice that Wade doesn't have a part 3 dealing with Yogananda because there are so few items, and the table of contents clearly describes what's contained in each document. So you just go to the table of contents and you find out what's there. Okay? Okay, folks, we're close to wrapping it up here. Going back to the official reports page, newtownpostexaminer.com, the next link we come to is report photographs. And I'm not going to click on that because it's pretty self-explanatory. All the photographs that were taken and released to the public can be found there. The link under that is something I'm also going to just leave there for you to check out if you'd like, but not something that's really relevant to our discussion today, and that is the report of the Office of the Child Advocate, perhaps some other time. However, these next 2 links down here you might be interested in, and it is relevant to what we're discussing today. These are searchable documents. And what I mean by that is if you go download files from either of these 2 links, you can then do a search of those documents by word, number, symbol, or phrase. Something you can do here that you're not able to do with the documents that we bring up on these Google Drive links. Okay? Let me give you a little bit of an explanation of what we're talking about. Let's click on this one here, for instance. As you can see, they've got the 3 major reports here. We'll click on the primary investigation. And there's all 9 books ready for download. We'll go ahead and download book 9 because it's a smaller file. Okay, so here's a page from our downloaded file in Adobe format, and if we want to find a particular word like autopsy, for instance, we just simply click on this magnifying glass and it brings this drop-down window. Type in the word autopsy and press next. Oh, I wrote it wrong. Autopsy. There we go. There's one of them. Is there another one? Yep. And a third, but I think that's it. Yep, that's right. No more matches. And this will pick up even the smallest text word, folks. Things like right down here, for instance. I think I see the word writer. Yep, sure enough. There it is. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you today, folks. perhaps a good secondary title for this video would be Sandy Hook for Dummies, because yes, I do admit this is basic information. This is rudimentary knowledge. Many of you already are well aware of where to find this information. But believe me when I say that there are a lot of folks out there who have no clue. They don't even know how to access the final report, let alone navigate through it and get to answers to the questions that have been swirling around in their heads. So for those individuals, I hope I've provided some guidance. So that's it, kids, at least for now. Please feel free to visit my website, newtownpostexaminer.com, and take advantage of the information you find there, as well as the information I provide on this channel. Maybe we'll do a part 2 tutorial. But anyway, until we meet again, this is Keith Johnson signing off.